Have you ever felt that you carry a pain that isn't yours, as if there is something in your history that began even before you were born? Perhaps you have been chosen to heal your lineage. This calling doesn't come with a manual. It manifests in discomfort, in family repetitions, in the search for meaning, and above all, in the feeling that you are here to transform the past. Many of us grew up hearing stories from our parents and grandparents, noticing patterns that repeat. We feel that something needs to change, that we cannot continue living the same pains. This restlessness is the beginning of awakening. It is the sign that we have been chosen to interrupt cycles and bring healing to our ancestry. Being chosen doesn't mean being better than others. It means having the courage to face old pains, to look back with compassion, and to move forward with purpose. It is a calling to transform suffering into wisdom, pain into love, and the past into learning. Throughout this video, we will explore together how you can recognize this calling and begin the process of ancestral healing. We will understand the signs, the challenges, and the blessings that accompany this journey. If you feel that this content resonates with you, subscribe to the channel to continue receiving messages that strengthen your mission. When you look at your family and start to notice that certain pains repeat themselves, something inside you awakens. Perhaps you see that your parents lived tumultuous relationships. Your grandparents did too, and now you find yourself in similar situations. This is not coincidence. This is a pattern, and noticing this pattern is already a sign that you are being called to change the story. You are not here to continue living what hurt so many before you. You are the chosen link to break these cycles, and that doesn't mean it will be easy. It does mean that you will have to courageously confront old wounds, which may not even be yours, but were handed down to you to be healed. You have this mission because you have the strength to fulfill it. It may be that at times you wonder why everything seems more difficult for you, why you feel so much, carry so much, and others don't see or don't care. This happens because while many continue living on autopilot, you have already awakened. You can no longer ignore what hurts you and what hurts those who came before you too. Being the link that transforms does not mean living as a martyr. It means living with purpose. It means saying enough to everything that has caused pain and dragged on for generations. And that enough can start with simple actions: seeking help, saying no to toxic relationships, taking care of your mental, spiritual, and emotional health. Every conscious choice you make is a new page being written. Perhaps you have been the first in your household to talk about feelings, to name anxiety, to seek spiritual answers. Perhaps you have been called different, too sensitive, rebellious. But now you understand. This difference was the beginning of change. It was God separating you for something greater. Carrying this responsibility can be heavy, yes. Sometimes it feels like the world is on your shoulders. But you need to remember that you are not doing this alone. When a chosen one decides to heal, heaven moves in favor. You start to receive signs, encounters, words, confirmations that you are on the right path. Healing does not happen all at once. It comes in waves, in processes, in daily decisions. Some pains resurface so they can be treated more deeply. And that's okay. This does not mean you are going backward. It means you are going deeper, clearing what has been hidden for a long time. What brought you here was not in vain. The pains you have already faced prepared you for this moment. You have gone through so much and yet continued. This shows that inside you exists a strength that many do not understand. But God understands, because it was He who chose you for this role. Breaking cycles is also an act of love. Love for yourself, love for your ancestors, love for those who will come. You are declaring with your life, I will not allow pain to continue repeating itself. I choose healing. And this, in itself, changes everything. So if today you feel tired, discouraged, questioning whether it is worth it, know that it is worth it. Every step you take toward the truth is liberating entire generations. And even if you do not see the results now, they are already happening within and outside of you. The cycle is being broken, and you are the chosen link for this. When you feel a sadness that you can't explain, an anguish that has no apparent cause, or an emotional weight that seems greater than your life experiences would justify, pause and observe. This may be a sign that what you feel does not come only from you. The chosen ones are like this. They sense, perceive, absorb. You feel what many have learned to ignore. Where others go on with life without noticing, you stop, feel, and question. This is part of your mission. You carry within you a sensitivity that is uncommon. This sensitivity is spiritual. And when you feel this weight, it may be that you are giving voice to pains that have been silenced for generations. Our ancestors, out of love or lack of resources, often swallowed their feelings. They held onto grievances, traumas, losses, abuses, fears. And all of this remained. It passed from body to body, from blood to blood, waiting for someone with the courage to feel. That someone is you. You were chosen because you have the strength to transform what has been repressed. That is why you feel more emotionally drained. That is why it seems you carry something whose origin you do not know. Because you are indeed carrying it. But not forever. You are feeling to heal. You are giving a new ending to stories that used to end in pain. Being sensitive is not a weakness. It is a gift. A gift that allows you to break the cycle of silence. When you allow yourself to feel without judgment, without blocking yourself, you create space for healing to happen. What was once repressed now finds a place to be seen, recognized, and released. Perhaps no one in your family learned to name emotions. Perhaps you never heard your parents talk about fear, sadness, or insecurity. But now you feel. And by feeling, you become the channel of transformation. You begin to name what was once just a knot stuck in everyone's chest. Throughout this process, it is essential to take care of yourself. Chosen ones who feel too much need to learn to protect themselves. And I'm not talking about shutting down. I'm talking about strengthening yourself. Seeking moments of silence, nature, prayer. Writing down what you feel. Talking to those who truly listen. Resting your body and soul. Sometimes the weight gets so heavy that it feels like you can't take it anymore. But you can. Not because you are stronger than others, but because you have been spiritually equipped for this mission. God knew you would have the sensitivity and wisdom to go through this process. And He also knew that you would have the right heart to do this with love. Little by little, you will notice something powerful. As you embrace and care for these emotions, the pains that seemed heavy begin to dissolve. You realize that what seemed unbearable was, in fact, something waiting to be looked at with tenderness. You are healing generations with your courage to feel, and the more you free yourself, the more the path opens up for those who come after. Those who are born after you will not have to carry the same burden. Because you are doing this work now, your pain has a purpose. Your exhaustion is not in vain. Your sensitivity is the tool that God placed in you to liberate your lineage. So when sadness comes without reason, when the weight suddenly appears, take a deep breath. Ask yourself, is this mine? And if you discern that it is not, do not blame yourself. Embrace, treat, release. You are being used as an instrument of healing. And even if you understand what you feel, God understands. Because it was He who prepared you for this mission. There is pain that comes from nowhere. You are living your life, trying to move forward, and suddenly something inside you breaks. Sadness arrives without explanation. Discouragement hits. And you ask yourself, why is this happening to me? But what seems like an end can actually be a beginning. Those who are chosen go through pains that the world does not understand. You feel everything more intensely. The losses hurt more. The goodbyes leave deeper marks. The crises seem endless, but it is precisely in this depth that your mission lies. God does not allow your pain by chance. He is calling you to something greater through it. Pain is not punishment. It is an invitation to awaken, to heal, to look within. Every wound reveals something that needs to be treated, embraced, transformed. And you, no matter how tired you are someone with the capacity to be reborn. Because the chosen always return more aware after a fall. How many times have you broken and rebuilt something within yourself? How many times did you think you wouldn't be able to endure? Yet you did. This is not weakness. This is preparation. Every tear you shed cleansed not only your heart but also your lineage. You are purifying the past with your courage to feel. When you choose not to ignore the pain, but to listen to it, it transforms. It starts to show you the way. Pain is your guide, not your enemy. It points to where there are open wounds, yours or your family's, and gives you the chance to do things differently. This is a gift. This is a calling. And no, you don't need to understand everything right now. You just need to accept that your story has a purpose, that your journey, no matter how difficult it may be, is leading you to a place of healing. What seems confusing today will be clear tomorrow. God is writing something through your life, even on the quiet days. Have you noticed how, after each pain you overcome, you become more sensitive, wiser, more present? This happens because pain brings you closer to your essence, and those who live from their essence have more compassion. You start to understand others, to have more patience, more empathy. Your healing transforms into healing for those who are close to you. This is the mark of the chosen. They do not go through pain for nothing. They dive deep, feel, learn, and then return to teach. They come back to guide, to extend a hand, to show that there is a way out. Your pain is creating new paths for your family. It is making space for a more emotionally free generation. You do not need to carry the weight of being strong all the time. You can allow yourself to feel. You can cry, rest, seek help. This is also part of healing. Sometimes, healing is just taking a deep breath and moving forward even with a tight heart. And God is with you every step of this journey. Chosen one, your pain does not define you. It prepares you. And you are already stronger than you think. Keep walking with faith. Your light is being shaped in the fire of overcoming, and in due time that light will illuminate paths that today seem dark. Not just your own, but also those of many who will come after you. When you decide to change something within yourself, even if it seems small, you are paving the way for a deep transformation. Perhaps you are the first to notice that certain patterns in your family are not healthy. That way of reacting, of hiding emotions, or of pretending that everything is fine. You have realized that you don't need to continue like this. This realization is already a sign of awakening. And it is not easy. Many times those who awaken first are seen as strange, exaggerated, different. But the truth is that it takes a lot of strength to question what has always been accepted as normal. You are breaking away from old stories, from beliefs that limited an entire lineage. By seeking self-knowledge, you become a mirror that shows others what can also be done. It is not necessary to impose changes because your own transformation inspires. Your family members may not understand now, but they feel that something in you is lighter, more aligned. This new energy is felt, even in silence. When you seek help, undergo therapy, read about spirituality, and open yourself up to feeling and understanding what is happening within you, you are breaking a chain. You are saying, I care. I choose healing. And this courageous movement, even if it seems solitary, changes everything around you. Setting boundaries is a form of love. It may seem harsh at first, especially if your family has always valued sacrifice and obedience. But boundaries are not rejection. They are protection. They are ways to teach others to respect your energy, your time, your truth. And little by little, this becomes an example. Perhaps you feel tired from so many attempts to explain what you feel. But remember, you are not here to convince. You are here to live your truth. And when you live in a way that is consistent with your heart, the world around you begins to reorganize itself. You create space for others to awaken as well. Every time you choose gratitude, presence, and silence in the face of chaos, you are rewriting the history of your family. You show that it is possible to live with more lightness, even with difficult memories. This choice of peace does not come from denial, but from the spiritual maturity you are building. Your process is sacred. And even if you do not receive applause or recognition now, it has a real impact. You are healing the past and opening doors to the future. You are like a bridge, grounded in ancient roots, but with your eyes turned toward tomorrow. A bridge of healing, courage, and faith. By healing your own wounds, you are preparing a lighter path for future generations. Your children, nieces, and grandchildren will be able to live with more emotional freedom because you had the courage to face and transform old pains. This healing that begins in you will echo in people you may never meet, but who will reap the fruits of your effort. Every trauma you embrace and reframe ceases to be a burden for those who will come. Many pains that were previously ignored or hidden are now being illuminated by your awareness. You are interrupting cycles of suffering and creating a new pattern within your lineage. A pattern based on love, truth, and emotional freedom. This journey may be silent, and it will not always be understood by everyone. But even without immediate recognition, your actions are changing the atmosphere around you. When you choose to react with compassion instead of repeating old patterns, you are teaching by example. And those who observe learn, even if silently. Your children, nieces, grandchildren, or even young people who watch you from afar will carry within themselves the lightness of your courage. You may not see it now, but you are opening doors where there were once only walls. You are building bridges over emotional chasms that separated generations. This is more than personal healing. It is a spiritual legacy. Perhaps no one will ever say thank you, but the universe responds. Life will return to you with peace, with healthier relationships, with the certainty that it was worth going through everything you have faced. Because you chose not just to survive, but to heal. And this kind of choice transforms the world, even if in silence. Remember, even if the process is challenging, the fruits will be reaped by many generations. You are clearing the path for those who will come to walk with more security, more truth, and more love. Your courage is planting seeds of hope and transformation that will blossom in the right time. Stay strong. You are doing much more than you imagine. You are liberating your entire lineage. Have you ever stopped to think that your ancestors might be watching you now with affection and pride? Even if they are no longer here physically, many of them feel and recognize what you are doing. You are breaking chains that have bound them for a long time, and this does not go unnoticed in the spiritual world. Many of your forebears dreamed of changing their lives but were unable to. Some did not have freedom. Others, awareness. Perhaps they lived in times when talking about pain was seen as weakness, when seeking help was a sign of shame. But deep down they desired healing. And now, you are fulfilling that wish for them, with courage and faith. Every time you choose to act differently, to forgive where there was hurt, to set boundaries where there was abuse, or simply to silence where there was once shouting, you are liberating your lineage. You are healing something that has been repeating and accumulating for generations. You are not alone. You are being supported by invisible hands that have already carried much weight. This transformation that happens within you resonates in the spiritual world. It touches your ancestors. Many of them, even in silence, are rooting for you. They are guiding you with the wisdom that only those who have lived can offer. You may not hear their voices, but you will feel the support. A strength that arises in the midst of pain, a peace in the midst of chaos. You are honoring the memory of those who came before. You are saying with your actions, I respect the path you traveled, but now I choose to walk differently. And this choice is healing. It is liberation. It is a sign that love is still alive, even after time. Feel supported on this journey. When you feel weak, remember that there is a multitude of stories behind you, stories that now gain meaning through your transformation. You are the bridge between what has passed and what is yet to come. You are the new beginning they have long awaited. The connection with your ancestors is real, and the love they feel for you is real too. Walk with this awareness. You are healing not only yourself, but also freeing an entire lineage that has trusted you. And they are with you, step by step, cheering for your victory. Being chosen does not mean carrying the world on your shoulders. It is not about suffering more or being strong all the time. Being chosen is about awareness. It is knowing that your journey has a greater meaning, and that each step is an act of healing, not just for you, but for all those who came before and will come after. You are not here to be perfect. You are here to be true. Your mission doesn't require you to always get it right, but to keep going even when you are tired. Being chosen is remembering that, even on days when everything feels heavy, your light still shines. Even if it is not seen by everyone, it is there, lit. Maybe you started this journey without fully understanding the reasons behind the pain. Perhaps you felt different, alone, out of place. But little by little, you began to realize that there is something sacred in all of this. That there is a call that does not come from outside, but from within. A silent call that invites you to do things differently. Don't be so hard on yourself. Don't compare yourself to others. Your process is unique. Your timing is sacred. Your story is being rewritten with each choice, each boundary you set, and each pattern you decide not to repeat. And this, even if it seems small, is already a tremendous victory. Celebrate what you have already overcome. Be grateful for the wounds that have already healed. Honor the parts of yourself that continue to fight, even with fear, even in silence. Because being chosen is also this, learning to walk with love, even when the road is long. Allow yourself to rest. Allow yourself to smile in the midst of the process. Allow yourself to live with more lightness. Your healing also happens when you choose peace, when you embrace simplicity, when you say no to the chaos that has always seemed normal. You are opening paths, even when it seems like nothing is changing. Your light is doing the work. It is touching hearts. It is awakening consciousnesses. It is clearing the ground so that others can walk with more security. You are an answer. You are a new beginning. You are a bridge between the past and the future. You are the seed of a new time. And your mission, even if silent, has an impact that only heaven can measure. Conclusion. You are the new beginning that your family was waiting for. You are not here by chance. Your birth was already a sign. Your journey, even full of twists and turns, has a greater purpose. You are the result of stories of resistance and overcoming. You are the breath of hope that many generations have silently sought. By taking care of your soul, you honor your ancestors. By healing yourself, you protect those who have not yet been born. Your process is an act of love. Your courage is a living inheritance. Your heart is fertile ground where a new time will bloom. Now, take a deep breath and say firmly, looking at yourself with affection, I accept my mission to heal with love what was once pain. I am the link that transforms. If this message resonates with you, comment below. I am the link that transforms my lineage. This simple gesture strengthens the healing network we are creating together. You are light. You are part of it. And together, we are healing more than we think. Let's continue, because the world needs your transformation, and your lineage is grateful.